Hey y'all, what's up? I'm Chris Robertson from Blackstone Cherry, and you're watching All the Rage TV.
Born this way, no silver spoon to feed a 401k. On Bourbon Street, the girls are screaming, they're calling out my name.
The first album I remember buying was actually Hootie and the Blowfish, Cracked Rearview. It was like the biggest album of the time period. Had a lot of great songs on it. But the first CD that was ever bought for me was one year for Christmas. I got a CD player, and I got Jimi Hendrix. It was a tribute to Jimi Hendrix. It was an album called Stone Free, which had various artists doing his songs. It had Spin Doctors on it, Buddy Guy, a lot of acts like that. My dad has been a guitar player his whole life. My grandfather has built acoustic instruments his whole life, but when I got a guitar and started to learn how to play, my dad showed me how to make my chords, and he said, if you want to be good at this one day, you'll learn on your own. And he handed me a stack of vinyl albums, 33 rotations per minute. I was just looking at the covers, because I knew who AC/DC was and Black Sabbath and all that. And then I came across this one that said Mountain. And I put it on, and I just so happened to drop the needle right on Mississippi Queen. And the minute I heard that guitar riff, I was like, I want to play this kind of music. I would say my family is the biggest influence. My dad playing guitar, my grandfather building instruments and playing. And it's a wide variety, because my grandfather is like a strictly bluegrass musician. My dad plays anything from country to southern rock to classic rock, And when we're home, I go up and play music with my dad and stuff, because it's fucking awesome. No, not really. I mean, because my iPod goes from everything, it starts, in the early 30s with Robert Johnson stuff, and up until the new Lamb of God record, and everything in between. And when I say everything, like, I've got a Pink album on my iPod. I've got Kelly Clarkson, Justin Timberlake, CeeLo Green, a lot of pop music. I'm not ashamed of it. It's just broadening my horizon, expanding everything that I do. I don't think there's not an album that I would never buy, because I'm always open to listen to anything, but some of this, I'm trying to think of what they call it, like the dance beat shit, like the techno kind of shit, I just can't get into that. I can't get into it. As far as my techno outlook goes, it's like Nine Inch Nails, you know what I mean, or some of the Marilyn Manson stuff that had the techno influence, but it's still rock and roll, It'd be a toss-up between probably 3 albums for me, which would be Nevermind by Nirvana, Lynyrd Skynyrd's One More from the Road, which was performed live at the Fox Theater in Atlanta, and our newest CD. And the reason I say our newest CD is not because I think the songs are better than everyone else. It's just because if I was going to be stuck on an island the rest of my life, I have that to be proud of. So it would be a toss-up between those 3, and any one of them would work. Because there's songs on all those albums that make you feel good, make you feel bad. They capture your emotions. I would probably go with like the Beatles' Abbey Road album. That or some of the the more psychedelic kind of rock stuff. I'd probably have to go with the Bob Marley record, because Bob Marley was the one that I should have brought up for the Deserted Island, because he's one of my biggest influences, because like a lot of reggae artists were, about the movement of the government and everything like that. And Bob Marley's thing was one love, just everybody loved each other, let's have a good time. My favorite album in the 80s, I guess just to stay true to the rock and roll roots, man, it would be Appetite for Destruction, Guns N' Roses. It's just raw rock and roll, because the Metallica stuff, it was all great, but I'm more of a fan of the Metallica stuff that people aren't a fan of, like Load and Reload. So From the 90s, though, I would probably take the Alice in Chains third album. The one that had Rooster and, you know, Down in a Hole and all that stuff on it. That was tough. Because, I mean, there's so many great artists, you know what I mean? You've got, well, actually, it's easy for me. It'd be Adele's 21 album. You know, I mean, that's the greatest record that's been made in the last 15 fucking years. It would be Jimi Hendrix on guitar. I'd probably pick John Bonham for drums. Bass players, I'd want James Jamerson, who was one of the Motown guys. He was like the Motown bass player. And as far as a singer, that's where it gets difficult. I would like to hear Lane Staley sing with Jimi Hendrix, John Bonham, and James Jamerson.
I hope you'll understand when I